Hi guys, what's up? Chip here. Welcome to the Chatterbot newsletter podcast radio series. I'm your host, Chip Smith from Australia. I want to welcome you to today's show. We put apps and dapps, we set them in the blockchain, we spread out across the internet, and we're looking for chatter to predict certain events or crypto events that will come true. And we're helping many, many clients all throughout the world. So first of all, I want to say thank you to all our clients. We've got so many different clients, so many different followers. We've really noticed that our Twitter following has really grown over the last couple of months. It's really fantastic to see that, number one, people are starting to wake up to the new crypto world because we're switching over from the old financial system to a new financial system. And a lot of people are starting to get used to our marketing because we do like to do things a little bit differently. We do like to have fun. I mean, I do this a long time. I've been doing this a long time. I do this for many hours a day. And so when you're doing this many, many hours as a monotonous routine, you've got to sort of, cut back on the serious stuff and have a little bit of fun. So we're always having a little bit of fun. I have a young team and probably some of the best people around the world. And we've added a few persons or personnel over in Europe. And we're very appreciative of those people. We're not going to mention names, but they will be listening to the podcast today. So I want to thank you. And it's just been a really dramatic couple of days. I know crypto has been sort of oscillating between profits and losses. There's a lot of people wondering what's happening. I'm always trying to be positive because in the future, I know that, there's going to be a lot of people that come into the space that, will need guidance. They'll need help. There's going to be people from all walks of life. I do believe that the stock market event we have been talking about, the negative event, meaning either a large sell-off or a large crash, is getting closer. Unfortunately, we can't give you the date for that, but I really feel that, it's an event that's going to be circumnavigating around the world. It's going to get a lot of mass media attention. It's going to get a lot of people talking, and people need to realize that the old way of doing things is going to be changing into the new way of becoming. But I mean, when you're talking about from the old to the new, if you're thinking about what's happening in the world right now, there's a lot of different things happening politically with the Afghan news and socially with what's happening in social media networks and the media with what's happening with fake news. And I mean, I remember, 2 3 years ago, CNN was saying, do not buy Bitcoin, do not buy these coins. They're going to set you broke. They're scams. If you had listened to that information and you had taken that information on board and followed that along, you had missed out on one of the biggest massive opportunities to make money on any global asset space that there was. So I'm glad and I'm thankful that we have, thousands of members around the world. We're trying to teach people that. I know it's going to be shocking if you're listening to this right now and hearing this for the first time, that I haven't really been listening to the news and the fake news for a long time, ever since I was sort of probably 17 or 18. It's very, very interesting that people are still listening. There's people driving around in their cars wearing a mask and they're by themselves. These people really love watching the fake news and CNN. I mean, how are you going to catch a cold or the flu or the pandemic if you're alone in your car with a mask on? So a lot of people are really asleep at the wheel, literally. And I'm just a voice of reason, aren't I? I've known a lot of stuff. I have a lot of contacts. We know certain people in the military that I won't go into, but this is why we're always going to be giving you the top-notch information ahead of the other people. So I've been doing this for a long time. I'm always willing to help, and the world is going to change, my friends. The world is going to be completely different. But we're in the birth pangs of that right now because people are sort of thinking, oh, well, why doesn't this blockchain stuff hurry up and Bitcoin and crypto? Well, you have to realize that this is like a once in a 500-year event. You've got the changing of the currency, changing of the economy, changing of the political scene. I know we've talked about in our newsletter, an event about Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. I really think that you might want to watch that front because politically, I think there's going to be a lot of news that comes and circumnavigates around the fake news media. A lot of people are going to be confused. A lot of people are going to be panicking when the stock market dips. But, these are all events that I would like to teach you about. And over the years, a lot of my members have profited from times when people are panicking or the economy goes into a recession or a depression. I really think that the UK is in a lot of trouble right now. I'm not telling anyone to, I heard someone on YouTube the other day, get out of the UK, it's going into a depression, blah, blah, blah. Well, you need to realize this. Some of the most biggest and dramatic times in the economy or in the global atmosphere and events that are horrific, like World War One, World War Two, the Great Depression, these are some of the best times to be alive, I feel, because there's so many opportunities. But people are just in that emotional state. They don't realize of what's really out there. So personally, I think it's probably one of the best times to create opportunities for yourself rather than looking at it as a sophisticated, just a jumbled mess where, oh my God, I need to have a beer, I need to sit down, I need to just crumble into the fetal position and then just say to yourself, oh my God, this is too much. I just want to go to sleep. I don't want to see anyone. I want to stay inside. So these are interesting times, my friends, and there's going to be a lot of big events coming. I won't single them out because there's so many. I do have sort of like an overall representation of some of the big events coming. I would look out for a Joe Biden event and other things. However, we're sort of more in terms of what we're doing, the predictive linguistic side. We've been very accurate over, many, many years. But the last 12 months, because we're doing a lot of updates to our software and our engineering software, and I've got a full-time programmer just trying to help. I mean, we've becoming really accurate over the last 12 months. So it's really fun and it's fantastic to see a lot of those effects shift across over to our clients, and a lot of those are getting many benefits. Yes, we do have a crypto newsletter. I'll do a bit of a plug. The newsletter for that is below. The link for that is below. And I urge you to join because there's going to be, like I said, many big events coming. And you're listening to my voice now. And when these major events come, you might think they're negative, but in technical terms, they are going to create a certain amount of opportunities that other people won't be able to see. And this is going to create perfect opportunities for perfect people at the perfect time. And these opportunities might never eventuate in the future. So the message today for you guys who are listening to this podcast is, number one, stay positive. Number two, remember that when these certain events come, you need to create for yourself a positive mindset and ways. Like think of 3 ways that you can actually profit from the events that are coming. And the third thing is, you should be putting yourself around a group of people that are always in the know. So that's where I believe our newsletter comes in, but it's totally up to you guys. And I also believe that the content we're putting out in our podcast here is second to none because it's sort of things that people aren't thinking about. And we are going to see in the next 10 years, I believe, opportunities and events like, basically with what happened with Bitcoin, when Bitcoin was 10 cents and people said, I'm going to buy, 400 Bitcoin. And then other people said, it's not going to go up. It's not going to go past $100. And then I remember It's not going to go over $400, and then basically went up over $50,000. Here we are again. And so I just need to tell you guys that, put your blinders on, shut off all the idiots and the haters and the people telling you, oh, you're a failure. Don't do that. You're going to fail. Oh, that's a scam. This is a scam. You really need to just sit by yourself and take a big, deep breath and just trust your own intuition. Listen to your own intuition, your own guidance, and what that is telling you to do. And these day and age, people are always listening to their family. They're saying, oh, don't do this and don't do that. Oh, if you go over there, you're going to do this. Why don't you go to college? And why don't you do this? And stop doing the arts degree. It's going to give you nothing. Well, guess what? People's opinion of you do not pay the bills. So I've always done what's true to myself, even sometimes when it's felt wrong. And I've made mistakes, yes. But I've always listened to that inner guidance. And I have to just shut off everyone else, no matter what everyone says. I remember my family saying, don't do this. It's going to be a stuff up. It's going to be a failure. And in the meantime, I've gone on and just done tremendously well. And I'm not here to show off. I'm just here to tell you, it's at the end of the day, guys, it's what you're telling yourself. It's your self-talk that matters. And, I'm always about the positivity. I'm always about the love and the vibration of being, positive, no matter what's being thrown in front of you. What is the saying? Whatever doesn't kill you only makes you stronger. So there's going to be some big events. I know there's going to be some major financial events. I've been and lived through many of these, probably not as much as someone who's 80 or 90 years old, because, someone that's older than me is much wiser, has lived through a lot more financial events, a lot more political events. And, it's the experience, right? But I do believe that I'm in the situation and the experiences that I've had in my life that I'm able to share number one, a dynamic experience, but number two is the most important part on how to take action and how to do well. So in my life, I'm always trying to help. I'm always trying to do better. I'm always trying to be a better person. I'm always trying to help, and I'm always trying to create opportunities for people that are listening. So you're probably thinking, oh, this is crap. I don't want to be part of it. Hey, that's fine. If you're skeptical, I'm okay with that. And if I was you, I would be in the same situation. I would be skeptical too. And if you are in the other boat and you're sort of thinking, well, oh, hey, this guy sort of knows what he's talking about. And I've been listening to the podcast and he's been getting some of these predictions really, really nailing them. Maybe I want to be a part of it. So if that feels like that's you, that's great. Feel free. We have open arms on the Chatterbot newsletter. The link for that is below. In the meantime, I just thought I'd touch base and have a bit of a chat with you. It's a very safe, sunny, shiny day here, and I'm going to jump out there and just enjoy the day. That's about it from me now today, guys. I want to thank you for joining with me and listening to me, and thanks for all the kind words. And in the meantime, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to this podcast. There'll be more in the future. Until then, guys, have a great, fantastic, safe weekend. Be well, and I'll talk to you all soon.